Well, good morning, people! Hello, or should I say good evening for some of you guys, because I've been reading chat in the back, and yeah. I respect for some of you, because I just woke up like, what, 10 minutes ago or something? I'm still half asleep, right? But I know some of you are still awake, so yeah, good morning and good evening to you guys. So, we have DDC Extra scoring today. I am joined with Morth and Borealis. Hello, you two.
Hey, good
Shout
morning.
out to the night owls who have stayed up just like me.
But yeah. That's gonna be a very fun match. Really. DDC Extra is especially fun. Like, the match is gonna be very interesting. And we have Morth, who is very knowledgeable in the category, right? Maybe you can tease up what's to expect real quick.
Yes, thank you. So we're expecting to see all three players using the Mercer B shot type. And yeah, I mean, that's not the one I specialized in, but like, I've played it a bit and it is a tough category. Like, it is very RNG dependent.
Yikes.
Like, you're going to see a lot of bomb spamming on the boss fight to get points and to get resources. Like, and it's all based on this Mercer B, like, power item from bullet mechanic. So maybe one of you can explain how that works.
What else? You want to explain that?
So you're talking about Marisa B, right?
Yeah.
So basically, Marisa B is a very special shot type, because her bomb makes a little shield for her that prevents any bullets from passing in. The thing about the shield though is any bullet that touches the shield gets turned into power items, which at max power basically act as point items. And point items are, well, very valuable for scoring. And not only that, but every time a bullet gets converted, you also get a little PIV item, so the value also increases. So the more you bomb, the more you cancel, the more value you'll get. Which is honestly why I think the stage is really interesting. Raiko is a very interesting boss with very interesting patterns, but I am very eager to see like what creative routes the players will make to score the stage. Because for me, that's what's most delightful for this stage.
Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning that it's not just point item values that you get when you cancel bullets, you get power items too. And every power item is actually worth some points. And when you're cancelling thousands and thousands of bullets at once, you're actually going to get a lot of points, like a couple of million every bomb. So that's why it's like super important to time your bombs well on Raiko. Well, you'll see it when we get there. It's a little hard to imagine if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Also, you know, I've been letting the DDC OST play because, well, main game OST is actually very good. Put it out there.
DDC is a very banger soundtrack.
Though, Church recommended me something, which I think is also fitting, because this game has an underrated OST, yes, so I shall just drag it in and see as everyone just lose their mind over me playing an OST from this game. And no, it's not me either, so
DDC in general I find is pretty underrated. I think the extra stage could use some more love.
What
The extra stage is
like I'm sorry, what
Yeah, I also love the stage. I also really love the extra stage, and I personally scored 4 of the categories pretty seriously. Mercer B is not one, but like even the other shot types are super fun. Like you have to come up with your POC routes, which should be as tight as possible, and then just you have to execute perfectly without making mistakes, and that's super fun to me.
We're playing.
Yeah,
We're playing the scene of the Remillion, like the theme of the Remillion washing machine. It's
Right,
time
then
for the
maybe
Remillion washing machine, everybody. Yeah.
Maybe we should talk a little bit about like what are the major mistakes? What would kill a run in this category?
That's a very good question. This one,
Dying for
even though
well, it's close to, from what I remember. You absolutely want to be full life again.
it very much depends. It's not just dying. You see, even though as you play Marisa B, notoriously you'll get a lot of lives, with max lives even. Their run actually hinges on some very dangerous critical points. The biggest run killers is of course dying to spell cards, because each life at the end of the run is worth 40 million points, which is going to be enormous. You want to clear with maximum lives. And each spell card starts with a value of 27 million. That's the hugest, I think, starting amount from any Touhou game. I might be wrong, but it's still like huge. So failing a spell card, like a survival spell card, will just basically cost you like 70 million right out of the gate. So that's horrifying. And if a player finds themselves in that situation, that might be an instant reset moment.
Yeah, so those spell cards are super important. They're 20 mil each. And the other important thing is having 8 lives at the clear bonus, because every life is worth 40 million. So if you just imagine somebody dies at the last second on the last spell, they're going to lose 20 mil from not capturing the spell, and then an additional 40 mil from ending 7 lives. So they really want to make sure they don't die on the last ones, and also, yeah, just dying on any spell is a pretty big mistake.
Absolutely devastating. And the run also starts with the spell cards start with the mid-boss, and they find Jaruri World, which is a very devastating spell card to start with. Even though Marisa B cancels a lot, she will have to do a lot of dodging as well. It is not a free run after all. I think we're gonna see some really splendid dodging this time around.
I think we're going to see a lot more bombing than dodging, to be honest.
We're gonna see a lot more.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a lot of bombs for sure. Oh man! If you guys like to cancel bullets, join us. So I hope you guys in chat have had your breakfast already. If you just woke up like me, because I just did. It was good. It was like a cookie or something. It wasn't much, but hey, that'll keep me not hungry for a match at least, hopefully.
I'm really curious about what these players are going to do on the mid-boss, because as far as I know, all 3 players do something different there. Like, there's a lot of flexibility there. Yeah, and it's not like the score fluctuation is that different, but like, they all have different strats as far as I know. And I really like how Aseb plays, especially on the stage. Like, that's always been really, really nice to see. Like, if I had to pick a favorite between these 3, I would definitely go for Aseb. He's been playing so cleanly on the stages. He's been entering Raiko with 230 mil, which is only a tiny bit behind the world record. Like, he is really playing at the highest level right now.
Also, apparently Chris is saying what the player is missing right now. Yeah, please show up. I cross my fingers for you.
Ray, please.
Don't let your team down. We have a whole team lying on you.
Is it Ray who's missing? Who's missing?
Ray.
I think it's Ray.
Oh my god, Ray, please! You're a European, buddy, you have no excuse. No way, dude.
Well.
regarding the game though, like, honestly, I think like the stage is amazing for like creativity. It really allows you to just like, make really creative routes, which is why I think each player has their own route,
Oh.
their own approach.
We're gonna see a lot of different things, and that's gonna be very cool. Though, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think
I'm an absolute sucker for creativity, so...
for Marisa B, I think the optimal route is more or less figured out on the stage, but like how they handle the mid-boss and how exactly they bomb the boss is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
By the way, what is the reset time for this match?
I'm currently checking. Like,
Ray, please come back.
let me check. Let me read like.
Don't let your team down.
Let me check.
55
Also
minutes.
5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, that's enough that if you die like once on the final spell or the final couple of spells, you still have time to reset a couple more runs.
Well, I guess we're not having Ray do this one. I have hope. Come on, everybody. Let's have hope for Ray. That's not the right. That's the right one. Sheesh.
Well,
It's almost time.
Well, 1 minute. Come on, Ray. Let's go, Ray.
Feng is
That's a
getting up
very
his
cute
reset
Marissa,
time.
by the way.
Yeah. It's a Ray optimization.
That's a Ray optimization.
He's showing up 1 millisecond before.
Oh, theoretically, 57, 8. Right?
Alright, looks
Yo,
like
let's
reset
see,
time
amazing
started.
GIF. Let's go.
Nice gif.
Yeah, it's
Players
totally not gonna be
commend.
distracting at all. Great, but yeah,
Alright, and Aseb is off.
time to
And
rage.
right away-
Oh my god, yes, no.
Aseb on their way already.
Yeah, so he actually resets
Yeah.
at the very start. This is interesting. He resets because if you start the stage from the main menu, there's like this fade-in visual effect and all that, and it's just distracting, so it's really easy if you control R. Anyway, let's get to the main mechanic, bombing. As you see, he's using his bombs, and these bombs are small circles that slowly move upwards, and they accelerate as they move upwards. And any bullet that lands inside that circle is converted to both PIV and power items.
Yeah, it's the Magic Eraser. Has a like, I don't even know if it's his name. I just call it the Magic Eraser because it's a funny name.
Yeah, so you see he's going to be bombing constantly, and there's no risk of ever running out, because if you collect 60 or more items in a POC, you get a life piece. That's like DDC's mechanic. So anytime he's out of bombs, he just dies and restocks.
Exactly. The Mercenary's whole gimmick is just farming this with the bomb as much as possible, which I think on one thing is hilarious to watch, and on the other is just pretty hard to do correctly and optimize, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried playing this stage, and I just lose 30 million on the stage, and I have no idea why. So there's really a lot to optimize, actually. Like, it's steep. It's steep.
Aseb entering the Tsukumo sisters. Interesting how
There we
he
go.
suicide
No, just as the audio kicks in.
immediately
Dies.
for the bomb.
Okay, well,
ritual.
Feng. No! Wait, no, that's fine. I'm stupid.
Is that... Oh, is
I'm
that
just
his
scared to
strat?
what happened on Aseb. I was like, ah!
But he
Yeah,
had
but
bombs
that's
and
not like
stuff.
the regular strat, actually. That's interesting.
Oh, I was scared because like one reset for the death and the other just run to the boss just fine. So I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's what we meant when we said both of them. Like both of them are gonna have different routes. As you can see, one reset when they died, the other just reset when they died as well.
I honestly can't tell if that's a mistake or not.
If it's a reset,
That's
probably
very
a mistake,
interesting.
man. This is how it
That's-
works.
I mean, he died 3 times. I'm wondering about the second death. Was that a mistake?
Oh, yeah, probably though.
Yeah, so as far as I know, the like most optimal route involves dying just before the mid-boss starts. But if you don't make it in time, because you're invincible for a bit, if you don't die in time, it's fine. If you just suicide straight away on the mid-boss. Okay,
Wide
and-
range of playstyle. Well, everybody, Ray's gonna show up anytime soon. Don't worry about it.
And actually, the invincibility during the bomb is quite interesting. Like, you'll notice the bomb is still active,
Oh.
and these players
Oh.
are getting hit.
Look,
Like-
I did it. Ray online? Question mark. No!
当に申し訳ありません。本当に。
Alright, well, this bomb, when you start this bomb, you're actually invincible for a couple of seconds, and then your invincibility runs out, but your bomb stays in screen. So it's kind of an interesting scenario where you still have to dodge while your bomb is active. And if you're in trouble, you can't just use another bomb, you have to wait for your bomb to expire. So that's why you'll see... Yeah, so Feng is really going for that first suicide. Like, that's definitely intentional.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting. Okay, and the timing on this mid-boss is not too tight, but you do need to kill it quickly enough that you get some popcorn fairies afterwards.
Alright, that's the reason why I remember, like, you mentioning the last time on Jared that you wanted to speed kill that thing, because the post-mid-boss stuff is juicy.
Yeah, so for other shot types it's really tight, but for Marissa P, because, like, she's actually just one of the strongest shot types before you take the bomb into account, but then you're also bombing on top of that, well, it's not too difficult to get the mid-boss kill quickly enough, but they do, like, still need to concentrate on doing that right.
Yeah, for sure. One thing to note about Marissa P that we mentioned earlier is the Magic Eraser, as I like to call it, only drops power items, which is nice, but it's not as good as if it were pawn items, of course. Which is also why Marissa P isn't the most broken shot in the main game for scoring. Because the thing is, the sheer amount of like bullets you can cancel and all the milk you can do in the extra is worth it, even if it just drops power items over other shots. But in the main game, that's not the case.
Alright, and here comes one of the most important bomb spots. So Feng is going to time his bomb perfectly, so it runs out right at the top of the screen and he can use his second bomb instantly. Like, there's no indication to when the bomb runs out, he just knows. He just knows perfectly.
Oh, this is satisfying.
That is wow. That is juicy. Oh wow.
Look how many items there are.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's executing this run perfectly. The main reset points, I think, before the boss are the first mid-boss attack. So I'm not surprised people are struggling a bit on that. That is really hard to do right. But beyond that, like, they should be making it to Raikou. And then it just comes down to how many spells they're able to capture on their Raikou attempts.
Yeah, because ideally you wanna do like full spell Raikou, ideally.
Yeah.
Like, you milk the nons and then you full spell the boss. That's... But not only do you want to full spell the boss, you want to speedrun full spell the boss.
Yeah. I definitely think, like, if these players fail one spell card, they're just gonna keep going.
I mean,
Because the
probably,
punishment
but
isn't that
ideally you really wanna... Alright, well, Feng entering Raikou, the drum lady. I guess ready to get your drum emote in chat.
Well,
211 mil? Okay, interesting.
So what's their pace entering the boss?
Yeah, so world record is like 230, 234 or 236, I don't quite remember. So, okay, about 20 mil behind.
Okay, not bad, honestly, for like first run.
Yeah, not bad, but I think we're going to see something crazy from Aseb when he gets to Raikou. Anyway,
Well,
let's talk about these bombs.
keep in mind that this is their first run. We got a long show waiting.
Exactly, we still have like 47 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, so these players are now bombing at the bottom of the screen and trying to cancel lots of bullets. And you might be wondering, why are they bombing at the bottom when the bomb accelerates and it doesn't pass Raikou that much? The reason is that you actually also need to control damage when you're doing these bombs. You really don't want to be killing Raikou prematurely. If you kill Raikou with 30 seconds left, that's a huge loss.
Absolutely. Which is why I said you want to, like, you really want to milk the nons and then you just speedrun cap the spells.
Yeah, these spells are all speedrun. So, like on this one, Marissa B is very interesting here because she has flash damage and you're like always going to kill multiple barrels. So it's a little tricky. But okay, non 2. Now, here I think we'll be seeing some suicides. Yep.
Yep.
Nonsu is one of the more profitable nons for sure.
Yeah, and if it's a profitable non, that means you actually want to start your bomb higher so that it lasts, so that it like overlaps Raikou longer. Okay, he's not doing the suicides. But actually, if you suicide, Raikou becomes invincible for a short period of time. See, like he suicided just there. And what that means is that you can have your bomb overlapping Raikou without dealing damage to her.
Oh!
save on damage, which is very important.
Yeah, so he's like repeatedly waiting for the bomb to reach Raikou, and once the bomb is overlapping, he's going to POC and suicide. Okay, not for the final. Not for the final
And
wave.
Aseb finally passed the mid-boss! Let's go!
Nice!
Hopefully everything goes smoothly after that.
Yeah, Aseb is so optimized with his 2.0 routes, like world record level. Like it's really crazy to watch him.
We have some very good players, like honestly. I mean, I swear we have 3 good players.
Yeah.
Oh, and now we're on. Now Feng is on one of the most annoying non-spells to milk, in my opinion. This one is so tricky to get right.
QED non, yeah.
But like the milking is so strange.
Well, it's time for me to become a DJ.
Does Raikou's movement impact this non a lot?
Yeah, it kind of impacts every non. So Raikou, she kind of moves towards you, but only 2/3 of the time. That's like a really weird and annoying mechanic. So like, you can kind of control which way she goes, but only 2/3 of the way. And because there's so many bombs here, like, you're going to get situations where she moves the wrong way twice. Like, that's going to happen 1/9 of the time. And you're going to have situations where she moves the wrong way 3 times in a row. That just happens 1 in 27 times, and trust me, that happens. And if Raikou moves too far out of the way, then your bomb is not going to overlap with her. That's like a real bummer. Like, you'll lose a lot of points if that happens. Okay.
Oh my god,
Aseb.
Aseb's pace is really phenomenal here.
Oh wow!
Really high
26
piv.
mil.
Look at that piv as well.
Yeah, that's... Damn!
Oh my god, that piv. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that
the
is
kind of
very good
insane
running.
pace.
Yo, the Yoshika clock?
Oh my god. That's the kind of insane pace I was expecting from Aseb, so he's a really, really strong player. Let's hope for the best that both players get good Raikou fights too, full spell, and if that happens, I mean, Aseb is going to get a beastly score.
Oh god, the screen shake spell, everyone's favorite. Thank god it's
captured
over.
it.
That's the one good thing, you just speedrun that spell because it's over.
Alright, and this is like a super important non-spell because you want your bomb always overlapping here. This is a non-spell where you can overlap the bullets of your bomb without overlapping the boss. So this is like crazy important that you get good movement. You can see he activates his bomb super low because of the way that the bomb moves up slowly and then accelerates, and then just prays that Raikou moves well. You see Raikou just moved away from him twice.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, oh god, that's part of what you mentioned, you
Oh.
said RNG, like, oh, I can see, yeah,
Yeah,
oh.
oh man, he's getting unlucky. But this is like really the non-spell where like your Raikou movements matter a lot. And now he uses a final boss while overlapping Raikou, and actually like he activates his bomb super late, so he's gonna like not be able to deal damage for the first couple of seconds for the spell. But that non-spell gives so much milk that it's worth it.
Alright, so laser spell next. You know, not too... I mean, there isn't really much to say about that. It's a pretty straightforward spell. Honestly, I'm expecting, like, if the players will mess up a spell survival-wise, which one do you think it's gonna be, Morth?
I think it's gonna be either the one where Raikou knocks back left and right,
Oh, that one, yeah.
or the final spell. I think
Yeah.
those are the two hardest
My
spell
bet's on
cards.
the final, honestly.
Honestly, for me, I think it's the second lightning spell. That one can actually be really scary.
Oh, true. I mean, you know what? We'll see. As soon as the player gets there, we'll see if... No, I'm confident, you know. So far, nobody failed the spell.
Yeah, they're playing really well as far as survival is concerned.
Yeah, because this is a category that, as we mentioned, kind of tests your survival as well, because you really want to cap... Well, Speak of the Devil, that's one of the first contenders for killing players, so we'll see.
This
Well,
one can just throw a wall at you.
Yeah, this one can actually wall, yeah, for sure.
Well, you know, with a category where the highest score is like around the 1 billion, you know, getting 20 million from a score bonus is gonna be pretty hefty.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, absolutely.
You will not want to miss on that.
This is another one of the biggest milks, so I expect Feng is going to suicide pretty much every wave, just so that he can overlap Raikou. No, he doesn't. Okay, that means he actually has to start his bomb slightly lower in order to deal less damage. Yeah, interesting. Well, from Aseb, he's now on the 4th non, and he's getting some bad boss move, and you just saw that bomb dealt, like, it didn't overlap the bullets at all. But yeah, you're going to see a suicide right here as the bomb overlaps Raikou.
I love that
Just-
strat so much.
Just so you
it's-
don't deal more damage.
That's the kind of micro optimization that I love. You don't necessarily see it, but once you know it's there and you notice it, it's like, oh damn.
Yeah, and it actually,
So
like,
good.
it makes stuff a lot more interesting, because when you do that strat, you're actually losing resources overall.
Yeah.
You're actually only gaining 2 life pieces and then dying. So that makes the whole resource collection a lot more interesting, in my opinion.
Alright, well, a rocket drum is out of the way. For Feng, at least. And Aseb, just, you know, screen shake spell. I
This
heard a
is another
Pichun and I
hard
was
one.
scared because I couldn't see anything because of the screen shake.
This is definitely a hard one.
It's about the
100%,
little
yeah.
things, you know? It's all about the little things.
It's all about the little things. That's the little things that make the difference between like a good run and a world record like class run.
Yeah, and wow, both players are on excellent pace. No spells failed so far.
Yep. I mean, there's still a long, no, like there's still a decent amount to go left, but we'll see. I believe in the also the audio icon is on the wrong player. That is true.
Right, Feng needs to finish this spell with near max resources, and he does. If you don't have
Now, later.
8 lives at this point, you're just losing a life. You're just losing 40 mil.
Oh,
So,
God. Well, let's
super
see the
important.
research. So now dying is even worse, because before, you could sort of make up for it, right? Now you can't. So if you gotta die, don't do it now, okay, buddy?
Yeah, now there's no recovering lives if
Yeah.
you lose
Okay,
one.
good cap. Easy. Nice. And then,
New lady.
and then pausing. Oh, never mind! Not pausing, let's go.
I think
well-
he's just calming his nerves.
Yeah, the Blue Lady Show.
I mean, this is incredibly fast to be getting a run like this.
So,
I mean, getting around this good this early is gonna be huge. But then again, also, like, Aseb is also on a very, very good run super early, so we'll see.
you know, Gastari, if I may ask you one thing. When a player clears a run, they will not just end up with 0 points like last time, right?
Of course not. I'm pretty sure not. But then again, these players are gonna get score 100%, so it's fine.
Yeah, last time the TWC score was a bit strict and all 3
It was
players got
very
0
strict.
points.
You had to get pretty much. It was like to get I score, you had to no miss, and it was like if you miss, you're sorry. That's pretty much what it was last year. But yeah.
Alright, this
Final
the survival spell is actually static, so that's why we're not talking much about it. I expect no fails on
Yeah,
this
me
one.
neither. It's just a route, and at this level, they 100% have a consistent route for it. Fuck ups can still happen if you're nervous, but that would be more of a misstep rather than the spell actually being difficult in that regard.
A fail here would be devastating. You cannot afford a fail here.
Yep. All right. Final spell now. And
Here it is.
I need my Ojo loop again.
So the first 3 phases are quite simple, they're quite easy attacks, but then the last 2 phases, they are hard. Like, they are seriously hard.
Yeah, they can be very, very like terrifying. So we shall see. Because it starts getting very spooky. Yep. Okay, we're entering the spooky parts. Let's go. It's almost there
This
though.
one is still okay. Okay,
Yeah,
here
okay,
it
there we
gets
go.
crazy.
There we go. Send your energy, chat, because this is when it gets very scary. However,
No!
Oh,
I could not
no.
even finish speaking. It happened. I was about
Oh,
to say,
no.
however, if he doesn't die, that's gonna be very good, and it's gonna be a very good score. Well, it's fine.
There goes 60 mil right there.
Don't die
60
twice?
mil
Okay.
loss.
Aw, that's sad. But that is still a strong score. Okay?
Yeah, but he needs another run.
1.1.
1.1
Like,
mil.
would that have been a PB?
That would have been a PB, I think.
It
Actually.
would, yeah. Damn, he was on PB pace until that final. Oh my god. Dude, imagine the nerves though. Imagine the nerves
Yeah,
if
for
you're on PB pace.
sure, 100%.
On the final, and it's that hard. Ah, that's painful.
Oh, whoops. Double
Anyway,
right
let's
click.
take a look at Aseb's screen. Is Ray still not here?
Nope, I don't think we're showing up. But yeah.
Aseb on the final non-spell.
Yep, Aseb on the final non. Let's go.
Wait, does Feng actually have a 1.2 pill PP? I'm gonna look this up. I think like recently there have been like 5 players who got 1.2 bill, or some crazy amount. Oh yeah, Feng is one of them. Okay, sorry, Feng's PP is actually 1.206.
Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm not so sad anymore.
I mean, I'm still sad, but yeah,
I'm
it's
sad,
not that
but you know,
tragic.
I'm still like on my scale of sadness. I went from 10 to 9, so it's fine.
Yeah, okay, interesting that he's playing with a different score file though. Anyway, like, Aseb is now on that second laser spell. No!
Oh,
no.
Yeah, well, so far, 2 of the spells we said could kill players, so, oof.
And that's another one that loses the 40 mil from not clearing with
Yeah.
OI, so that's also minus 60 mil. I'm honestly a little surprised that he's playing this one out. But okay, gotta get a
As
score
well,
on the board.
like, especially if they know that Feng got, like, an unlucky miss at the end as well, they're still, honestly, on the, they're still on pace for sure.
Yeah, I think this will beat Feng's score, but I mean, if Feng
They still have
completes
to go
another
through the
run,
final.
like,
You never know what the final holds, but I doubtful they're gonna die on it.
yeah, I mean the final is definitely one of the hardest things, but I still think it's like well above 50% consistent if you practice enough.
Oh, well, hard.
Well,
absolutely, yeah.
I don't think it's worth mentioning that if Aseb continues to run perfectly, he will actually get first place pace.
Yeah, which is why we said like he might as well keep going, because if they get like, if they actually get like a perfect ending, then yeah, 100% they take first place. So we'll see. Nothing is, nothing is decided yet because we still have half an hour of reset time. But final spell time. I mean, it's only really gonna start being terrifying in the final phase. But hey.
Yeah, so these yellow lightning things are actually aimed around you, and the blue notes that appear only on the final phase are aimed at you. And like that kind of overlap means you just have the like smallest possible gap. When you have 2 things aimed right around you and 1 aimed right at you, that means like trying to go between those things is super hard. And that's what makes like the overlap always like consistently tricky on the final phase here. So here we go.
Alright, let's go.
Phase
Final
4.
phase time, everybody! Okay, I mean, so far, so good. Never mind.
Oh
Oh my god,
Oh no!
that's like a repeat, and that's okay.
Oh!
That's 2 missed.
And
So
that's a survival bomb.
yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't
God.
matter at this point. I mean,
I had
you
to
could
say
also
so
just
far,
reset.
so good. I just had to say it. Well, second place.
Yeah, second place, I guess.
All right. Well, it's fine. They still have half an hour of reset time.
Wait, did he fail another spell? I'm surprised his score was...
Oh yeah. They failed
higher.
laser spell, like a second laser.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So yeah, you know what? I mean, it just goes to show that even though Marisa B go with canceling bullets, you still have a pretty decent and pretty big survival ceiling if you want to score this category at their level for sure.
Oh, 0 out of 2 on the final. That's painful.
Yep. The curse is back.
Alright, let's see if these players can get to Raiko again quickly, and hopefully get another good attempt. Hopefully full spell. Hopefully.
I mean, I'm calling a full spell run on Raiko. I believe.
Aseb was so close. Both players were so close. I mean, Feng literally made it to the last phase of the last spell. So we know they can do it. They just need to, like... They just need to not get unlucky, basically. And here is Feng with his interesting bomb strat where he bombs in the middle. I don't see any other player bombing like this.
It does seem that he gets to bomb again sooner if he places the bomb that high in the middle. So that's cool.
He's even using suicide to restock bombs? Like, what is this strat? It's very interesting though.
Well, with Marissa B, you're never short on lives, so...
Unless you
that.
die in the final. You know. Unless when you are. But
Oh
yeah,
man, where is Ray? Where is Ray?
Ray ain't showing up. But yeah.
Oh, Ray has been disqualified, guys.
Anyway.
Oh. No, never mind.
So it would appear like, you know, I think both players are actually gonna get out of the mini boss, which would be great.
I haven't seen a single Jarori fail, so that's really cool.
Not yet, yeah. I mean, oh, let's go. Come on, Aseb.
Alright.
And let's go.
Awesome! I don't jinx stuff. Nice.
Alright, nice. Every
Feng is on that
players
tricky double bomb.
made it past.
spot.
You know what?
Nice.
If they actually, like, if both of them just nails the ending, like after the, like at the ending section of the stage, and gets it to Raiko, that would be very intense. We would see both players neck and neck, just
Yeah, and,
fighting
like,
against Raiko, only to defeat finally her final spell. Hopefully, I believe.
You don't really die on the stage. Like, you're invincible a lot of the time, and when you're not invincible, it's because you actually want to suicide. Like right here for Feng, he's going to suicide,
Yeah.
which deals a lot of damage to all the fairies, lets him kill them really quickly, and also restocks his bombs.
Yup.
Alright, and this is the final section. Looks like Feng has made it to Raiko again, and Aseb
and-
should be following.
Yeah, I think Aseb is honestly going in. Unless a major mistake right at the end, they're 100% getting to Raiko.
Ooh, their
Let's
paces
check
are
the
looking
pace.
real mighty.
Yeah,
this is,
honestly, 221.
this is better pace.
during Raiko.
221.
Oh wow. How good of a pace is 221 during Raiko? Like, pretty good, right?
Well, the score itself is good, but I'm looking at the PIV. That's the highest PIV we've
Oh,
seen so far. entering
50k,
Raiko.
That is crazy.
Insane. We'll see
That
how
is
much
crazy,
PIV,
like-
we'll see how much PIV Aseb gets when they get into
Actually, like, to some extent, Aseb is trading off PIV for score. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much tied pace.
The thing to note about
Isn't it?
PIV here is because we only because Mercy V drops power items, it's like I don't, does PIV affect spawn item like power items? I'm not even sure.
Not power items, but it does affect
Yeah.
the point items, and
It
there are
only
like
affects like the point items you get after a spell at this point. So the PIV you get is essentially like the difference in PIV between the two players is there, but it's not that huge here, considering your bomb mostly drops power items which are unaffected by your PIV.
I think there's like the equivalent of 500 to 600 point items on the boss fight. So that's like saying 2k PIV is worth 1 million points, pretty much.
Which is something for sure, but
Yeah.
if you can get more raw score out of it, maybe it would be worth it to trade PIV for that.
Yeah, like Aseb does a lot of those trades off, especially at the start of the stage, and it's very interesting. Like, I'm not sure if it's always 100% worth it, but it's very fun to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. So, good thing is both players are on Raiko, and hopefully both players will make it to the end of Raiko.
Yep, and they're both on the same attack, even. They're very close together.
Yo, there is synced. Well, they were.
Well, they were! Okay, well, Feng, let's go. Oh, okay, another back. Let's go! Yoshika's back.
Yeah, so it looks like Feng is suiciding a bit more in this attempt. Like, I think he's just been suiciding every single bomb this attempt. At least on this non.
This is one of the most valuable nons, so you want to make sure your damage on it is as good as possible.
Yeah.
And by good, we mean low.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good damage is like no damage. And okay, something we haven't actually talked about is like vertical movements during these bomb milks. Like, actually, Raiko can move lower than the POC, and that makes things a little tough. Like, because in order to also collect items, you have to stay in the POC. It's not enough to just have your bomb active. So if Raiko moves really low down, that's another way that RNG can really, like, make you lose a lot of points. So let's hope that doesn't happen too much to these players. Like, it seems to be happening to Aseb right now as I say it. Like, okay, it's not too bad, but if Raiko is really low, you're just not going to be able to graze as you POC the items.
And that's a big issue, yeah. Like, just more Raiko movement RNG being mean. You know? Oh god, that spell. I think that spell is terrifying.
Oh, come on, it's easy.
This spell is a proper route. It's not that
Oh, it's a
scary.
route. That's why I couldn't do it blind last time.
If you're doing it blind, it's a little unintuitive. That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
I just stood in the middle and dodged as best as I could. You can imagine how that went.
Well, for some of the shot types, that is the route, so...
Oh god, I was playing as Rainbow P.
Oh yeah, Raven B, you actually do want to stay in the middle, but the timing in which you move down is really particular.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be on the correct wave that you move down. If you're too late, you're gonna have a really hard time.
Yep.
You know,
Anyway,
speaking of Rainbow B, if there's one thing I would love to see is alternative shot types as well. There's 5 more shot types. There could be some really cool stuff you can see as well.
I guess, but I mean,
Yeah.
Mercifix is very fun. So, like, are you telling me just like the Magic Eraser isn't incredible? It erases everything, even bullets. That's great.
but I'm definitely with Borealis. I would love to see one of the other 5 shots. Like, it's so different when you play a stage with another shot because you don't just have unlimited lives. Like, pretty much the max amount of lives you can get is something like 11. So you're restricted to only 3 suicides, and all your resource routes are so tight, so precise. There's like no spares, and there's a lot of room for like creativity, as Borealis said before. Like, you can try coming up with your own routes, you can try coming up with your own POCs, and then seeing how many bombs you have everywhere. And it just adds so much, I think, to the category if you're playing with another shot.
I mean, yeah, other shows can be fun. Like your Sakia runs have been really interesting to watch, for instance. But here we have
Thank
Mercy,
you.
so let's just enjoy the Magic Eraser.
And RB brought up something else, which is with Sakia A, like, Raiko is actually arguably easier because she speed kills all the spells really quickly, and she doesn't have to rely on RNG and the nons. So, like, I think, like, Sakia A is totally viable for TWC too.
Yeah, I from my experience, like playing with Sakia, I think that the spells are easier to deal with, but you still need to speed kill them as good as possible. But also, the non-spells are actually hard. They still remain hard because you have to graze them.
Yo,
and
QED on 2.
Yeah, that's something you don't really notice with Mercy B, but actually the non spells are just as hard as the spells in this boss fight.
Yeah, because you really want to place the bomb well, hope for the good RNG, graze well as much as you can, do everything properly. Yeah. The nons are very active.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking more on, like, the survival perspective. The nons
Oh.
are pretty hard.
I mean, yeah, they're not easy either, that's for sure as well, yeah.
Especially
I'd
those
say this
last couple
category
of
doesn't really
ones.
give you a break at all. Like, the stage is hectic, the nons are difficult, the spells you gotta speed kill, like, yeah.
Alright, here's one of the harder spells.
Let's
If
see.
the RNG...
So far,
He's bad,
nobody
at
died
least.
with though.
Oh, that was close.
That was close, but not a good. Yeah, so fine. Nice.
Really
can we
nice
get a 2
dodging,
out of
really
2 on
nice.
this?
What about Aseb?
Yep, that's the 2 out of 2.
Oh, that's tricky.
Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful. Oh, that was juicy. That was incredible.
And now it's on to one of the big bomb milks where I expect a suicide on every wave. From Aseb, at least. Yeah, so again, the point of those suicides is that Raiko is invincible for a brief period of time while you're suiciding. And that means you can, like, spend more time overlapping with your bomb.
Oh, so yeah, they are apparently only 10 seconds off each other. That is insane. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and it looks like Feng has a small lead, as somebody commented in chat.
Yep.
So,
A lead
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, but
he's on really great pace.
both of them are insane pace. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But we can expect some great things from these runs.
If, Honestly, the PIV from Feng looks unreal.
Yeah, compare Feng's PIV to Aseb's PIV. Like, whew, only 21 minutes on the clock, by the way. This is an unreal run right now. This is just an insane run. If this goes smoothly until the very end, that could be magnificent.
Right, this non is so important because you need to have 8 lives when you're finishing this, or at least be 1 life piece away from having 8 lives. And it's like super easy, trust me, it's super easy to get a 1.6 here.
This non just doesn't give much. It's kind of a stingy one.
Alright, and okay.
Ooh.
Okay, that's the final suicide. Now he needs to get lots of 2.0s
Yep,
here.
Aseb is 1 life piece away from I think, but it doesn't matter as you mentioned because he dropped a life piece later, so it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, and he enters with...
Oh
wow.
Oh! Woo! That was close! That was close for Aseb, but Fi gets it. Okay, so both of them are on like the perfect pace for this. Let's go.
And Feng, if you look at his bomb count, he's actually going to get 1 more bomb because there are 2 more resources. So he's actually going to clear with 1 more bomb than Aseb, so that gives you another 4 million points for the clear
wow!
bonus.
Okay, come on, don't mind the laser spell.
Oh,
Alright,
wait, no,
nice.
no, sorry.
Okay, both players in Blue Lady show on incredible runs. Let's see, but then again, yeah, Feng's pace is wild. But as we saw, the final spell does not mess around. So we'll see.
Honestly,
But that's getting pretty tense.
Talking about the previous point, the closest thing you ever get to a break in this run is like the survival spell right here.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing you're ever gonna get to a break.
Let's see, everybody. Come on, give them your energy, people. Come on, people. I want to see some like energy giving in chat. They both
Cat
did
jam
it.
drums, everyone. Cat jam drums.
Exactly, cat jam drums. Okay. Just let your inner cat jam drum. Okay.
Dude, I love the sync too. 2 seconds apart.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Don't mess up the route. None of you guys are allowed to mess up the route. Please, I beg you, do not.
This final spell is going to be so important. If Feng closes it out, he's on such a good pace. Like, if Feng closes this one out,
Yeah,
he might...
Do not choke. Oh God, please, none of you guys, come on. Get the full spell Raikou we've always been waiting for. Let's go. Final spell for both of them. Oh God,
Alright, here we
I'm
go.
literally standing on my chair. That is, that's how intense it is.
Standing on the chair. Alright, first 3 phases are usually easy, and then it gets incredible. Then it goes
everybody.
insane.
Let's go. Go Feng, go Aseb, both of you guys. Oh, because you do realize if Feng dies, I think Aseb cashes in. So like, nothing is, Oh God. Okay, final phase.
Here we go. Here we
Let's go. Let's go. Okay, come on, Feng, dude. That's an insane pace. Do not.
And
choke at
Aseb's
me,
on the
buddy.
final 2. Don't
Aseb as well, yeah. Come on.
don't forget
Come
about
on.
him. Oh, here are the notes.
Come
Final
on.
phase.
Here are the notes.
Oh my God, that's so
Let's go.
close.
Let's go. Let's go. Whoa. Let's go.
Oh my.
Oh, and Aseb as well.
Holy
Let's
shit,
go.
look at
Let's go.
Aseb.
Let's go. Let's go.
Those dodges.
Both of them.
Oh my God.
1.9.
Oh my God. GG's, holy.
Phenomenal. Oh my God.
Oh wow. Oh my God.
2 really incredible scores.
Hey, look, there is your Rainbow B replay there,
Feng.
Morth.
Feng
They
with
were-
a 1.189. Oh my God.
That is
Simultaneously as well. Oh my God. Exactly, they're both synced.
Wow. Okay, are they gonna keep playing? I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, 17 minutes left on the clock, so may as well, right?
Yeah, Aseb needs to, like, he needs to play close to PB level at this point.
Yeah. 2 really, really strong runs, like, God.
Feng has a 1.207 PB actually. He's just playing with a different score file, I guess.
For some reason.
Some people already corrected us about that earlier.
But yeah.
And so Aseb is just going straight back into it. Yeah, and like, one of the things he does differently, okay, we're past the point, but like, a lot of players at the very first bombs will go to the edge of the bomb radius and try to graze bullets as they're entering the as they're entering the bomb itself, which comes like the drawback is that you're gonna get less of a bonus. Like you're not gonna get 2.0s if you do that, because you're also collecting all the power items instantly. I mean, it's a little hard to explain when we're not actually watching the section, but like, yeah, he actually trades off. He trades off PIV for power for point items early on, and that kind of explains why he enters Raikou with lower PIV but more point items.
Interesting strategy.
Like you can see it from Feng right now. He's actually grazing these bullets, but that means he gets like 0 power-ups in the POC. If you look at Feng, he's at the very edge of the bomb in order to graze stuff.
That is just stupid. This optimization is insane.
What Aseb does, I think, is he stays in the middle of the bomb and then he gets like a big 2.0 at the end. So yeah, it's just two different ways to play.
You know, this really makes me wonder how they can one-up these like 1cc's right here. How they can get even higher than that.
I mean, they can. We'll see. Just right there. Never mind. Not for Aseb.
Exactly.
I guess not right there.
The mid boss is hard. Like
The mid boss.
I
tough,
expect
yeah.
people to die there. Like
People will die to the mid boss for sure.
yeah.
But come on, Aseb, you have the Yoshika card with you. That's the most OP card in UM, so much that it was removed from the game because Zoom found it too OP.
Yeah, so these guys are really gonna have to play at close to PB level at this point. Oh no.
They're
oh no.
fine.
Just looking at the chat. Anyway. So Feng is at the mid boss again.
Okay, mid boss time!
So yeah, I mean this is okay, this time he actually entered and did a suicide before he entered the mid boss. Wasn't he like suiciding at the mid boss previously? So I think he's just changed his mid boss strat mid competition. Like he was suiciding before, wasn't he?
True!
Now he's just doing.
Because I even
Now he's
screamed
doing
because
it
of it.
Okay,
Right.
interesting.
You're right, actually. Oh, wow. 13 minutes left on the clock, people.
And it's like really interesting how he always bombs in the center of the screen. Whereas if you look at Aseb, he's doing the more normal route, which is you bomb first on the right side, then you bomb on the left side to get this 2.0. Yeah, he's just waiting to get some power items so he can get that 2.0. And then he gets another 2.0 from the left side.
I wonder what the difference is.
Yeah, like I don't know which one is actually better, but if I just look at the PIVs, I suspect what Feng is doing is better.
Yeah, the middle one just sounds more logical.
Getting him on the final extra spell? It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Mid-boss spell can be funny. But it's fine. Okay, let's see. Is Aseb gonna get out of the mid-boss? Ooh. That was a scary micro. Ooh, never mind, they're not getting out of the mid-boss either. Let's go. Back to the beginning. Let's go.
Yeah, mid-boss gel in DCX is very harsh.
It really is present, yeah. It's fine, Truth. The players are fine. 12 minutes left on the clock, everybody.
So as you guys saw though, as soon as they're past the mid boss, they're like home free. As soon as they're past the mid boss, they've got a really good attempt going.
Yup, you just gotta get past the mid-boss, which is,
They're huge
Easier said than done.
gatekeepers.
Right, so actually we haven't talked much about these stage bombs, but they're all routed out. Like they're all interesting. I mean, Feng is actually doing stuff differently from how I've always seen it.
oh, improvisation, new secret strats, live on TWT.
Yeah, I think they're new. Well, they're probably not new. They're probably just in this PB, and I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
but
wow. Well,
it's not what the world record does. So let me just say that.
okay, look, first in the West.
Yeah, and
It's a
these middle
premiere in the
bombs.
West.
Very interesting.
Secret strats are always like a delight to watch, honestly.
New strats are always very interesting, especially when you see them in like a live setting like this, you're like, oh my god, what are they doing? And then you realize the game, you're like, oh wow. God, I love how they spawn raise all these lasers. It's just insane.
Yeah, that's new to me. That's actually what's new to me. That's crazy.
He's suiciding to not damage them. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I really love how Feng is doing this mid boss. I gotta try that out soon.
You can tell though, like now both players are just 100% going all out. Like even more than before. But again, the only way to improve their amazing runs is just to go all out at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I guarantee you they're playing for 1.2 bill at this point.
That is insane. 1.2 is just wild, honestly. Imagine seeing that live.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That'd be so
Reminder-
insane, yeah.
Reminder that the world record is around the 1.24 mark.
Yeah, so even
1.24
just getting a
mil.
flat 1.2 would be just incredible. Like, absolutely incredible.
Alright, looks like Feng is gonna be
Feng is
the
free
next
from the
player making
mid-boss.
Toreko.
Let's see about Aseb now. Can the mid-boss curse be defeated? Also, I think this is probably gonna be Feng's last run if he makes it to Raiko. Unless major mess up on Raiko. Because like
Yeah.
Raiko definitely takes more than 10 minutes. Alright, let's see. That's the first Mimi spell.
I mean, like speaking of other shots, that's actually one of the advantages of picking another shot. The Raiko fight is a lot shorter.
True.
That means you have more resets in the
Alright,
50-minute
come on
time
Aseb,
limit.
can you read music? Can you read music? I believe. Come on.
Looks good.
Yep, they can read music indeed. Let's go.
Alright, they're out.
Yep,
To,
two
to
players
answer,
can actually read music sheet. That's wonderful.
to answer what you said more, I remember one of the world records was literally like 9 minutes long for this category.
Oh wow.
They're talking this amount of short.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be like one of the Sakya A records before, like... That's gotta be like your or ISN's Sakya A record.
Yeah, it was
Right.
Rainbow, it's Sakya A or like Rainbow A as well, because Rainbow A is also very potent.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! Back to the mid boss! No!
But he has to reset, he cannot take
Yeah, I know. I'm
mistakes right now.
just saying it's sad, but yeah.
No mistakes allowed, and we're 8 minutes left. This is looking very risky for both players, honestly.
Yeah, and currently Feng has the lead, so it's really on Aseb to
Actually,
beat that score and get 1.19.
Can Feng make another run at this rate? I'm not so sure. This is very interesting.
Like, if he completes this one? That's a good question. I think the answer is no. I think he doesn't have enough time if he finishes this run, but it's very, very close. Alright, and let's see... Yeah, so... Is he actually... he's gonna suicide this wave just to restock bombs, of course. But is he actually just suiciding every wave here? Because at the start of the competition, I think he was still just like POCing regularly. Yeah, he is. I wonder why. Oh, and there you see... Oh my god, there you see really bad movement. See, Raiko just moved the wrong way 3 times in a row. And
Raiko,
her
please.
moving the wrong way is a 1 in 3 chance, but with the amount of times you rely on movement, it just happens. Like those 1 in 27 events, they happen every run pretty much.
It's 1 in 20. Oh.
127 because it's like 1/3 to the power 3, but it happens just
I
because of
don't
how
know
many
math.
times. Just because of how many times you actually have to rely on her movements.
Man, this is why music theory sucks.
This is what music theory is like. This is what it feels like. But still,
Zoom.
come on Aseb, you've already proven you can read music. Can you read music again though?
I miss deterministic movement. Like, I wish you could just control Raikou. That would
honestly.
make things so much nicer.
Alright, and Aseb can indeed. They've proven they can indeed, without a doubt. Read music sheet.
Alright, let's really hope for the best. Aseb has got to finish our run without failing any spells if he wants any chance of winning.
Yep, absolutely. Like, Feng is in a very comfortable position right now, and they're also, like, almost halfway through Raikou already.
Oh yeah,
Let's see where we go.
at this rate, Aseb only has one shot to like beat this. He's on tight like paces right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna have like much time to reset on Raikou. Like if he dies on just like the fourth spell or something, it might already be too late.
Oh, well. Let me turn on the VLC media player again.
And speaking of the fourth spell, I think this is... No, this isn't one of the trickier ones, is it? Which one is the shaky spell again?
Shaky spell is...
Here's the fourth one.
Yeah, it is this one. Here we go.
Oh
There we
yeah,
go.
it's the worst spell design in the history of video gaming. Yeah, but seriously, since, like, what did Zoom, like, seriously. Like... I'm at the loss of words to describe how stupid screen shakes are. There we go. Why am
I thought we were
buffering?
done with screen shake since I and Marissa.
And here's like the really important movement non-spell where you really want Raikou to... Like you want the bullet source to be overlapping your bomb, but not Raikou itself. And it looks like it's going pretty well right now for Feng.
I wonder if she placed the bomb in the middle and got both like sources. That would be pretty juicy.
Yeah, so they do that. You'll see that at the very end. The problem is it deals a lot of damage, but on the final wave, that's exactly what they're going to do, and they're going to get both bullet sources inside a bomb. So you'll see it right now. Bomb's in the middle, and look at that.
Oh, Raikou going right in the bomb. Oh, yes. Oh, beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
What if
No,
Sage had screen shake? Oh no.
We do not
Oh, no.
entertain such ideas here, chat.
Exactly. Chad, this is illegal. Sage out with screen shakes is illegal.
Yeah, actually, it's still better than what we currently have. RP is right. Oh man, 4 minutes left. Like
3:36 actually.
almost time for the final run. Almost. So
Yeah, I mean, this is their final run. Like, I'm telling you.
At this rate, yeah.
Unless, like, some insane mistake happened, I do not think anyone's gonna reset, because mid-boss is mid-boss, you know.
yeah, so this is effectively already the final run.
Yeah.
That's really intense.
Alright, shaky spell, Raikou body slam.
Let's see.
See, even...
Actually, with
Come on, nobody
starting
died
to
to that
notice,
spell
like-
the entire match, so, like,
Marissa B is actually a very strong shot. Like she not only has a broken bomb, she's actually just
Yeah, like her
really
DPS
good as a
output.
baseline.
her DPS output is, like, pretty big. I just realized, I was like, damn.
Yeah,
DPS
so
is
that
very
actually
strong.
puts her at quite a good spot when it comes to capturing spells. I think she has an easier time compared to like Raymond B, for instance.
Yeah,
But it's still full spell is not easy. That's for sure.
permanent screen shake mode. Oh no.
Can you
Also, have we
imagine?
mentioned that you get very little iframe with Marissa B's bomb? You get a bit, but not a lot.
You get like a couple seconds, but that's
Yeah,
it.
that's why whenever they're activating a bomb, you see the player grazing, and then they go hide in the shield again.
You can tell by the yellow hue actually. The yellow hue like around the screen shows that you're invincible. But once it goes, you gotta go back.
Oh, I actually didn't know about this detail. I just thought it was timing, like you just had to know when.
Oh no, you get like the screen literally turns like yellowish.
Nice. Alright, rocket drum. Which is the cap of rocket drum?
The way I actually time it is you see the non-spell that Aseb's on right now? I just count to 10 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I can move down.
Oh.
And that turns out to be the correct timing.
That proves my hypothesis that if you play enough DDC, your brain literally just becomes a calculator.
DDC players are just human calculators.
Ooh, Feng is on his last non-spell.
Yep, and he just alright. Get the life piece and get the final life piece. Good measure. Easy. Oh god, he may even get a third one.
Oh, this is perfect.
He does. Oh wow.
1 minute left, 60 seconds left.
Yep, 60 seconds left. Okay, if you gotta die, Aseb, now's the time. I hope you won't, because the screen shake spell is awful. But...
Oh god, they're entering the hardest spells as well right now.
Yep, okay, let's go. Laser spell for Feng. If they okay, both players can die, they have time to reset. Okay?
The stakes are high as hell.
The stakes
Team
are
Rose,
real
Team
hard
Heart.
on it, yeah.
Oh
Both
my god, that
teams.
dodge on Feng's screen. Oh
Yeah.
my
Send your
god.
energy.
Nice. You know what? Now it's gonna be a
No.
cap. Let's
Okay.
go. 30
2
seconds,
caps.
everybody! Oh.
Is Feng actually
Oh,
on
but-
better pace?
What?
Yeah, Feng
What?
was on worse pace. He was on
Oh,
worse
because
pace
it's
in
a
his
worse
last round.
pace!
Wow,
Oh,
choice.
what a chat move! What a chat move! Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Ballsy. I like that.
I mean, why is it ballsy? They have the time.
That's crazy. He
Five,
realized
four,
he's not gonna
three,
beat
Two,
two,
one.
one.
Final
Final
run.
run.
It's now or never, Feng.
That's actually hilarious. He
Feng,
just looked at
don't-
his face and then reset. That's so good. That's so good.
That's
Don't
a chat
screw
move.
this up.
Why did he reset? Because
He
Feng
reset because he
was
was
in
on
a
worse
worse.
pace.
Yeah, Feng
Yeah.
was in a worse pace than his current score, so he had no reason to continue. That would have been a waste. Might as well try to credit.
That's hilarious.
It is
All
hilarious
right.
though, yeah.
Let's not forget that Aseb is locked in his route right now.
Yep.
Let's see what he's up to.
Yeah, he
wait, what did
reset
he
with
pause?
10 seconds
Oh.
left.
Yeah, he reset. No, 17 or something. Around that time, yeah. I love what I'm saying, honestly.
Oh man, this not on ASEP screen is such a pain to do correctly. Like it just feels so weird when there's no continual stream of bullets and you're always thinking, am I timing my bomb right? Am I not? Oh, and he's entered the spell on free power. That's something you really don't want to have. Like spell card bonuses are important
Wait,
and they drain
wait.
quickly.
Feng paused after they died. I presume that was a mistake then.
No,
Oh.
Yeah.
that is a mistake. That is a mistake. Oh god, that's
Okay, well,
ASEP
don't die
ASEP
now!
dodging in some free power. No.
Aseb actually died. The spell actually claimed the victim today.
no.
Oh well.
Man, did you see that pattern though? Like sometimes this spell just throws a wall at you and
Yeah.
ASEP got such hard RNG just there. Like
Yikes.
I feel that,
there's-
Aseb. I feel that.
there's no coming back from that. Like that's a 22 mil loss or something.
That's
then
not a. That no way
yeah.
he's gonna win now.
But maybe I'll still finish the run now.
I mean, they may as well, but is that GG's then? Yeah, pretty much. Because Feng
Yeah, I
did a
think
mistake, so
the
he
match
can't
is
beat his
over.
PB, and Aseb just got a pretty bad RNG on Raken. But yeah.
Alright, GG.
Yep, GG, honestly.
And that was so hype when we had both players synced on the final spell.
Oh god,
On the
yeah.
run. That was incredible.
Raiko is a meanie, honestly. I like how like the only deaths were like at the spell cards we said were difficult and threatening.
Yeah, they only ever die to the spells with Fate or threatening, yeah. That's true, actually.
It's almost like we've scored this category before.
It's almost if you guys know what you're talking about. Kinda wild, huh?
We are the professionals here.
And Andrew survival enough to guess what's hard or not. And also I played a bit of DDC extra, so I know survival wise what's annoying and not.
Alright, Feng on the final non here. Remember, he
Yep.
needs to finish this on 8 lives or close to 8 lives in order to finish with the max clear bonus.
They get it for sure though. Look,
And there's
look,
actually
there's a
there's a funky strat here where Oh yeah, he's just gonna shoot it down because if he uses another bomb, he doesn't think it's worth it. Like he's gonna lose a bomb in the clear bonus, so it's probably not worth it. But there's actually like a really funky strat on that final launch spell
Oh, this
that
orange
lets
is
you
looking
clear.
kind of bad though. Yikes.
This funky strat that lets you clear with 4 bombs remaining. So far all the players have cleared with 2 or 3 bombs remaining, and it looks like Feng is about to clear with 2 bombs remaining. But like if you do a suicide at the very end of the last one, which is super risky, if you do that though, you can actually clear with 4 bombs in stock.
That's awesome.
That's a strat that not even the world record does, or at least last time I checked.
Huh.
But I have
wow.
seen it from like EEG. Like it is a real strat.
Time to change that.
Alright.
Cat drum? Cat drum.
The calm
I mean,
before
cat
the
jam
storm.
drums.
This is probably
Cat
my
jam
favorite
drums.
spell card series. I agree. I think it's really cool how this spell card is literally timed to the music somehow.
And then you play Seki. Hey?
We don't talk
Not.
about that. That's disgusting. not even I do that. That's just really fun.
Hey, yeah, I did that. Yeah, if you don't know, Sakya A has this like weird time slowing mechanic, and if you stick some knives at the start of the survival, it just slows down. Like the entire survival becomes easier and out of sync with the music.
And pretty much as a result, the survival ends and you still haven't done final phase because it's slowed down.
Yeah, so that's a tip if you're trying to clear this with Sakya A. Try to stick a couple of knives in it before the survival starts. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Honestly, Aseb's pace is kind of solid right now. Even though he lost a spell card bonus, that's actually kind of nice.
Well, final spell at least. You know, if they cap it, we're gonna have a positive ratio on final spell captures. Because I think we've had 6 clears in total, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was almost a snipe. Come on.
Yeah.
You can tell he's scared.
Yeah.
Alright, final phase.
Final phase, get a cap, and get a positive ratio on a foul spell. Come on. Come on. We can get the ratio, we can be positive! Okay, it's a cap. Let's go.
There we go. Nice.
Let's go.
Nice!
Let's go.
It's a score.
Yep.
Oh, man.
1.8. Damn.
Dude, imagine if you didn't fail
Wait,
that
that's a
spell. That
PB.
could have been a P.
I mean, that's
That
a
were-
new. That's a new. I mean, PB. I mean, like, that's a TWC PB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the spell
real-
card
Wait,
bonus
this
would
could
have
have.
mattered.
Wait, could you. Would that. Hold on.
Yeah, that would have
win
beaten.
if they didn't get a mistake.
Yeah, it would have beaten.
Yeah, it would have been a win if you didn't die.
Oh, oh
In
So
fact,
close.
it might have even been 1.2, honestly.
Oh no!
Yeah, it would have been 1.2. But still, amazing play. Like,
Very
that was
good
1.2
performance.
minus 1 spell, so still amazing.
Yeah, still incredible play. Like, oh my god. Whew.
GG to Team Hard, GG to Team Rose.
Yeah, well, I woke up now for sure.
Yeah, wow.
Alrighty, everybody.
We saw some incredible DDC access
Yep.
this match.
Okay, everybody, that is at the end of the first match of today. The standings are as following. So, on second place, you have Team Heart with an amazing 1.178, which could have been a 1.2 if it weren't for the one funny Raikou body slam spell. Sadly, this spell claimed a victim today and was on one of the most important runs. Things can happen, it's okay. And on first place, we've had the incredible Marisa B 1.989 run, which truly was incredible. The pace was insane. Feng was going all out on this. His PIV and all that was just incredible, unseen. It was just insane. So, 2 really, really good runs. I mean, you can tell from the amount of points they got. It's like very good stuff. They went from 3 points each to like 40, roughly. So, you know. Very, very good runs. Very fun category to watch. Hope you guys had a fun time, because I know I did. It was very fun to watch. Very good plays. Honestly, like, the players did very well, I find.
Very good way to start my morning.
Honestly, same. I was still like half asleep. Now I'm not anymore. I'm not half asleep anymore.
I am full of energy and ready to watch the next match.
It's in 3 hours, though. So yeah, next match is in 3 hours, so you guys have some time. You know, if you guys were still in your pajama with like your hair messy because you went out of bed 5 minutes before the match, totally not me. Then now's the time to get dressed up and ready.
Yeah, don't sleep on the next match because the next match is honestly hype as hell.
Absolutely. Welcome to Europe. Yep. Okay, what's next? Next, I mean, should we spoil it? I mean, people already know, but I just want the match card to show up for it. It should happen anytime soon. Eventually.
Well, the schedule's out. I don't think anyone's not aware of what's next.
There we go. Look, Crested, listen to me. So next we have a PCB extra scoring. Ina versus Lua. Team Mind versus Team Heart. Extra scoring. Charming domination. Who done it? Who is gonna win? Nobody knows. We'll see. We're gonna have fluffy Ran, and we're gonna bully the fluff. We're gonna
Oh my
score,
god,
and Ran is
both
gonna
these
be
players,
bullied.
both these players are incredible at PCBX. Like this is going to be a match you don't want to miss.
Yeah. Truly, it's gonna be a very interesting match for sure. I watched a bit of like PCB extra scoring before this, and I can tell you that this is very, very, very fun. This is also pretty fast paced, and it's hard. It's hard, you know. It's hard. 2 hours and 55 minutes. Big timer for extra. Yeah, extra has a bigger timer than main game. 3 hour long extra wasted time. Let's go. Never seen this category yet, so you're pretty exciting. Oh, you should be. It's very fun, honestly. Very, very, very fun.
If you've never seen it, now's your chance, honestly.
Yep, you guys should definitely watch this. And if you live in America, then yeah, well, good night. Cause like, unless you really are determined, I think you guys are just gonna have to watch the VOD on that one. But if you live in Europe, we'll see you guys at like 1 p.m. Cause like, yeah.
Yep, I'm super hyped for that one.
Oh, same, honestly. But yeah, that's honestly, I think that's gonna be it for us. Like, so thank you guys for watching. Congrats to all the players. Really, very interesting match. Like very tense. Both players were on point today. You guys truly got to see excellent gameplay today. So I hope, like, just let's all congratulate the players. Really, GG. Like that was very good. Honestly.
Yeah, GG's. Those were some incredible scores from both players. And yeah, thanks for being a great audience.
Yep, you guys were great. Had a great time. And oh look, we have Ina in chat. So
Ina.
Oh, we have a player in chat for the next
Wish him
match.
good luck.
Well, good luck, Ina. Good luck.
Ina, Team Mind, rise up.
But yeah, we'll see you guys for PCB scoring. Don't worry, PCB extra scoring. Don't worry, stream is gonna start before the match, and we'll ping everybody as usual, so you won't miss that. But yeah, we'll see you guys in 3 hours roughly. I gotta get ready and get my day going, and we'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.
All right.
Bye.